You got neighbors, they feed you carne asada, you go party with, you know what I mean? Like you go to school, you learn Spanish cuss words when you first meet them, you know what I mean? Like it's a party. So me personally, I would 1,000% be down there if I was out in the street. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I was down there, and it's a lot of my peoples that's out there, they might not be throwing bricks at the ice trucks, but you know, they gonna stand out there with a sign and be like, fuck ice with them. You know what I mean?
I respect that. And I respect that. I just haven't seen a lot of people stand in solidarity with us when it was our time and things were going on.
No, absolutely.
It might be different out there in LA, just from what I've experienced, you know, and I don't have nothing against no other nationality or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just sitting back while things is going down and trying to get things right for myself and my people. You know what I'm saying?
And I wasn't saying that to criticize you in any way.
Oh, no, I get it. Absolutely.
I'm just an LA black. That's all I was trying to give it just a different angle. Because I know I'll be the same way. If I ain't out there, I ain't seen it going down. Yeah. But we got a connection with the Latinos more out in LA as far as our relationship with them. And
I respect that.
Doing the same, they would do the same shit of us if we wasn't already here. If we came over if Africa was next door and we start popping over, you best believe it'd be the same. You know what I mean? Like,
got you.
So that's kind of our perspective about it down there, man. And
I never grew up with like Latinos or Mexicans, and I never grew up with it, so I really don't know a lot about, you know, their culture and heritage. Like I probably should know a little bit more about it, but I don't.
Will.i.am, I remember Will.i.am was on a podcast and he was talking about how he
grew up in East LA.
Yeah, he grew up in the Mexican neighborhood.
Yeah, man, it's part of your
Cholo.
Yeah. See, you know when I really realized this shit? When I went back to Indiana and I started talking about carne asada. And they was like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know the fuck that is.
And I started pinche puto. What are you talking about, pinche puto? Like I say that shit in LA, it's just regular language. So I must be a little bit Mexican, you know what I mean? Like I know carne asada, I know sauce, guacamole, I know how to make sauce, I know how to make, you know what I mean? You don't realize that just being there, you just get a little bit just growing up there. You learn the language, you know the people. Eventually you might have a best friend or a girlfriend, you know what I mean? Like you integrate. So even if you don't try. You know,
part of that culture becomes part of yours because you're around it.
Exactly. And just being there.
It used to be Mexico.
Yeah.
Because I know you got a point. Tell me your point. Well, you're protesting.
So just for the sake of your last comment, like I've done my due diligence here. You know, the Spanish Empire was like from 1769 to 1821, right? They owned California, right? And then in 1821, Mexico, they got their independence from Spain. So they end up getting the assets that were here in the Americas, right? So they ended up with California, but they only had California for about 23, 24 years, and they weren't considered Mexican at that time. So just some nuance to that conversation, you know what I'm saying?
You mean like you're talking about the Spaniards?
Yes.
But not the indigenous, not the Chicanos. You're talking about the Spaniards.
Right. So the Spaniards, they speak Spanish. So, you know what I mean? They were
but they're from Europe. They're not the indigenous mixed with, right.
Absolutely. But they were conquered. Those people were conquered. You know what I'm saying? So hence why they spoke the language. So just for what Jay was just mentioning, the fact